Hello and welcome to the Nintendo Network. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate wears the badge Ultimate proudly, and it is just. The insane amount of work involved, every character returning, and then there are the spirit battles. With over 1,300 current spirits and 1,000 of them being in the form of a battle, there are so many nods to the many franchises that my neck starts to hurt. But it's nearly impossible to understand every spirit battle reference and why they are well thought out and fit that character. Some can be obvious, some are far more obscure. So I'm starting a new series, explaining every spirit battle. Each video will be a different franchise because doing one video for every spirit battle would be insane. There'll be no particular order in what franchises I do one after the other. Just depends on when I get all the footage, as many battles will be random on the spirit board. And I will only be covering the battles themselves, not spirits obtained through summoning and whatnot. Another thing to note, just assume, because it does apply 99% of the time, the costume the fighter is wearing is a nod to the spirit character in one form or another. Mentioning the costume looks like a Spiny over and over again will just get annoying. Now let's relax, fish, catch bugs, and plant some flowers, all while becoming indebted to one of the gaming's most evil villains. This is Every Spirit Battle Explained, Animal Crossing. The Tom Nook spirit is represented by an Incineroar with the super leaf to give him a raccoon look. You battle it out on Smashville as the final smash meter quickly charges, and Incineroar will gain some final smashes. Wait a second, why is this not Villager? Nook is part of his final smash, but I digress. Town & Hall and Tom Nook from Wild World plays. The Timmy and Tommy spirits is represented by two super leaf equipped villagers. And is this why Incineroar was Nook? But I digress. I hope I don't do this a lot in this one. You fight it out in Smashville while the villagers are distracted by items, as Timmy and Tommy are store clerks. Town Hall and Tom Nook from Wild World plays. The DJ KK spirit has you battling Duck Hunt and three villagers as the audience that is watching the DJ show. I really don't know much about DJs. Is it called a show or a set or what? I digress. Again, you fight on 4-side because it is at night, and the night is when most DJ parties happen. And it is after 8 p.m. on Saturdays in New Leaf when you can go to Club LOL to hear him play, of course. Raves, it's called Raves, right? I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments below. You must defeat Duck Hunt to win the battle, and he becomes invincible at times as well through the power of the beat. And the Squid Sisters, fellow musicians, will spawn. 2 a.m. from Wild World plays. The Dawn spirit is represented by Luigi, as he is the lankier brother to Mr. Resetti, much like Luigi is to Mario. You fight on Smashville as earthquakes periodically occur, a nod to Dawn being a mole and digging and such. Along with that, Luigi will start the battle with a hammer that will swing for much longer than normal, meant to represent Dawn's axe he will use to dig. The title theme to Wild World plays. The Rover spirit is represented by Sheik and two villagers, male and female, while battling on spirit tracks. This is meant to represent the first Animal Crossing game where you meet Rover on a train headed to the town, and he asks you questions to set up your appearance, including if you were a boy or girl. Although he does this in a not directive way of asking if you think your name is cool and cute, and depending on your choice is the gender you are. You are in a no-frill battle as the title theme to Wild World plays. The Red spirit is represented by fellow Fox. You fight it out on Smashville as items will gravitate towards Fox, a nod to Red being a merchant in the game. The Gracie spirit is represented by Yoshi while on Smashville. Transforming items will commonly spawn, a nod to how Gracie is a fashion trendsetter. And of course, fashion is always transforming, right? There is also sleep-inducing floor, because I personally find fashion boring? Seriously, no idea. Town & Hall and Tom Nook store from Wild World plays. The Gulliver spirit is represented by Falco while fighting on Tortimer Island. High winds will occur, a nod to how Gulliver appears in the first game, always laid on the beach after telling you a story about large squids or heavy winds that destroyed his vessel. Town Hall and Tom Nook store from Wild World plays. The Phyllis and Pelly spirit is represented by Pit and Dark Pit, a nod to how Pelly is a happy-go-lucky personality like Pit, and Phyllis is a more antisocial and annoyed by the world sort of like Pitu. Item tidal waves will happen, and they will focus on getting those items, perhaps a nod to grabbing the mail from you. Town & Hall and Tom Nook store from Wild World plays again. The Copper and Booker spirit has you battling a pair of duck hunts. You fight it out on the Bridge of Eldin, which can be a nod to how in Wild World and City Folk, the duo would guard the town gate and help you either cross into another player's town or open the gate to allow others in. To go with the defending the city gate theme, they will shield often, and their shields are far more durable than normal. Plus, their defense will get a buff once they receive some damage. Tor from New Leaf plays. The Joan spirit is represented by Peach and a villager. Peach will favor her down special vegetable, which is meant to represent the turnips that Joan will sell to the players each week. You fight it out on Town and City as Town Hall and Tom Nook's store from Wild World plays. The Katrina spirit is represented by Palutena while battling on Smashville. Her speed is buffed and will favor dash attacks. You will also be hit with sudden damage, a nod to how the fortunes that Katrina provide are not always good. Plaza title theme from Wild World and City Folk play. The Lloyd spirit is represented by 2 villagers and 2 Isabelles. They will favor their side specials, Lloyd Rocket and Lloyd Trap, both attacks of course featuring Lloyd. The title theme for Animal Crossing plays. The Kapp'n spirit is represented by Iggy Koopa while on Woohoo Island, notably the rocks on the sea part. Your swimming abilities are hindered as well, and heavy winds blow through, a nod to the heavy winds as you ride on Captain's boat. Captain's song plays, of course. The Kapp'n from Wild World has you battling Luigi on New Donk City. This battle has the Captain's Sis trophy spawning and hunting you down tirelessly like it's from Maximum Overdrive. Of course, a nod to the time Kapp'n was a bus driver. You hear Kapp'n playing his song as he forces you to take public transportation. The Able Sister spirit is represented by 3 Sonics as the sisters are hedgehogs. You battle it out on Town and City. They will start with drills in the battle, a nod to the spikes on hedgehogs and perhaps meant to represent how the Able Sisters own a tailoring store and will make clothes, and the drill is meant to be the needle in the sewing machine. Outdoors, 7 p.m. sunny Main Street from new Leif plays. Blathers spirit is represented by Villager in Smashville. As Slumber 4 is activated, a nod to how if you visit the museum during the day, Blathers is asleep, being an owl. Items will also be pulled towards the enemy as Blather loves to get new and exciting additions to the museum. The title theme for Animal Crossing plays. The Celeste spirit is represented by Jigglypuff, with a bow just like Celeste. Jigglypuff will favor her down special, Rest, a nod to how Celeste will be asleep during the day if you approach her. Outdoors, 7 p.m. sunny Main Street from New Leaf plays. How is this a song title? It's more of a description than if anything. The Harriet spirit has you battling Isabelle while in Town and City. Sword items appear more often and are buffed in power, a nod to her being a hairdresser in town, and the sword items are meant to represent her scissors. Well, if I walk into a place to get my hair cut and they're holding a killing edge, I'm leaving. Plaza title theme from Wild World and City Folk plays. The Brewster spirit is represented by Falco along with 2 villagers and Isabelle, who are meant to play patrons to the Roost, his coffee shop. You must defeat Falco to win, and a tidal wave of items will appear randomly. Food items that are drinks, a nod to Brewster's profession as a barista. The Roost from Wild World plays. The Lyle spirit is represented by King Dedede, as Lyle is an otter and Dedede is a penguin, and both are adorable and aquatic animals, so it kind of works. You fight on Smashville as Dedede takes damage, his attack and defense will get buffed, a nod to Lyle's original job in Wild World, an insurance sales otter, so he was properly insured and got buffed to help him. Town Hall and Nook's store plays from Wild World. The Caitlin and Katie spirit is represented by an Isabelle and a tiny Isabelle. You fight it out on Smashville as there is a fog settling in. This is a nod to how in Wild World and City Folk, the two would get lost from each other and you would need to help open the town gates, connect the town online, and a friend would bring Katie to your town to help reunite them both. Oddly enough, Tor from New Leaf plays as Caitlin is not in that game. The Dr. Shrunk spirit is represented by Luigi. This might be because Luigi will love to taunt, a nod to Dr. Shrunk's dream of becoming a stand-up comedian, and some of Luigi's taunts are comical. Banana items will also appear. Get it? Because slipping on a banana peel is funny. Wait, does that actually even happen, or has TV lied to me all these years? But I digress, so this time battle has Tor from New Leaf playing. The Frillard spirit is represented by Wario and an Isabelle and Villager as his audience, as he too is a stand-up comedian like Shrunk. You fight it out on Town and City as Wario loves the taunt, a nod to Frillard's showmanship, and Town and Hall and Nook's store from Wild World plays. The Kick spirit has you fighting Lucario, which, yeah, sorta could be confused with a skunk. Plus, he kicks. The floor is slippery, perhaps a nod to Kicks being in the shoe business and wearing bad shoes can cause issues walking. Lucario will also have buff speed, a nod to wearing brand new perfect shoes from Kicks. Plaza title theme from City Folk and Wild World plays. The Zipper T Bunny Spirit has you battling Isabelle with bunny ears on. This is a no-frills battle as you fight Bunny Belle as the title theme from Wild World plays. The Serena spirit is represented by Palutena while on the Fountain of Dreams. This is a nod to how in City Folk, her statue is on top of the fountain that can be built. Hammer items will appear which are meant to represent axes, as in City Folk after building the fountain you can throw axes into it with the hopes that the real Serena will appear and provide you with the golden axe. The Roost from Wild World plays. The Cyrus and Reese spirit is represented by the Ice Climbers. You fight it out on Smashville as gravity is low. Item tidal wave will happen as well. 2 a.m. from Wild World Plays. The Leif spirit is represented by Diddy Kong. Leif is a sloth, Diddy's a chimp, not exactly the same, but close enough. You fight it out on Yoshi's Island, a stage with flowers, a nod to Leif's job at the gardening store. Timer items are spawned as a nod to the slowness that sloths tend to be labeled as, although I don't remember Leif ever really hitting that stereotype in game. The title theme from Animal Crossing Plays. The Digby spirit is represented by his twin sister Isabelle. You fight it out in Smashville as Isabelle has buffed attacks at the start of the battle. House Preview Plays. The Lottie spirit is represented by Jigglypuff on Tamagotchi Life, a nod to Happy Home Designer, her first game. Hammer items spawn commonly, and Jigglypuff will start the battle with a drill. Nods to Lottie working on homes, and drills and hammers are needed for home improvements. House Preview Plays. And there you have it, every Animal Crossing spirit battle explained. Not gonna lie, there were some liberties given to some characters, but it does all make sense in the long run. Animal Crossing is a sit back and relax game with no real fighting or anything. So they did what they had to do, and I think the end results with these spirit battles were really good. It truly did make me remember all the time I spent in the towns and the games. Make me look forward to the fun and enjoyment and I'm sure many of you will have when Animal Crossing Switch comes later this year. Thank you for joining me here at the Nintendo Network. What Animal Crossing Spirit Battle did you enjoy best? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and consider helping out on Patreon. Now if you'll excuse me, it's time to continue my spirit journey and get the rest of the footage.